do this, you'll need the Allen wrenches that come with a grinder, a set of SAE Allen wrenches, a ratchet and socket 5/16, and a 1-inch open-end wrench. Remove the 4 screws that hold the belt guard in place. Then remove the belt guard. Lock the radius arm. Then loosen the set screw on the radius arm itself. Rotate the radius arm to loosen the belt, then remove the belt. Use an Allen wrench to loosen the set screw on the large pulley. Then remove the pulley. Then remove the shaft. Loosen the set screw on the clutch housing, then remove the extension shaft. Loosen the 4 set screws on the clutch lockout. Then remove the clutch lockout from the clutch. Use an Allen wrench to hold the clutch lockout while you loosen the large nut. Then remove the shaft from the clutch lockout. Remove the knurled tensioning nut. Carefully remove the spring plate and the 6 springs. Check to see if the clutch turns smoothly and freely. If you need to disassemble the clutch to clean it, first remove the 3 lock nuts. Unscrew, but do not remove, the 3 Allen head bolts. Remove the clutch from the housing. Check for any damage and make sure that it rotates freely. Also make sure that this set screw is tight. Line up the 3 screws, then insert the clutch into the clutch housing. Tighten the screws until the screw head just touches the first clutch disc. Adjust the screws until the end of the screw is just flush with the clutch housing. Reinstall the lock nuts. Then tighten. Make sure the screw ends are flush with the housing and that the clutch turns freely. insert the 6 springs into the clutch. Mount the spring plate onto the clutch, then the knurled nut. Tighten the knurled nut until it just contacts the spring plate. Make sure the clutch still turns freely. Mount the clutch lockout onto the clutch with the set screw side towards the clutch. Tighten the lockout until it just contacts the knurled nut, then turn it until the set screws line up with the flats. Tighten the set screws on the clutch lockout onto the flats of the clutch. Insert the spacer into the clutch lockout so that the hole lines up with the large set screw. Then insert the shaft into the clutch lockout until it is seated against the spacer. Tighten the jam nut against the clutch lockout. Remove the set screw and make sure the hole in the spacer lines up with the set screw hole. Tighten the 2 small set screws which lock the spacer in place. Insert the clutch assembly into the radius arm. Make sure the flat on the shaft is facing up, then install the pulley, set screw in, hold them together, and tighten the set screw onto the flat. Make sure there is no end play. Rotate the radius arm until the distance between the centers of the pulleys is at its shortest. Then install the belt and rotate the radius arm until the belt is tight. Tighten the radius arm set screw. Loosen the clamp and make sure that the radius arm functions properly. Reinstall the belt guard. Then, with the flat of the shaft lined up with a set screw on the clutch housing, insert the shaft. Again, make sure the clutch is functioning properly.